Yeah, you were waiting to get me, weren't you?
What's up, y'all? I'm Alan Hain, the Lawn Care Nut. Thanks for coming back for yet another week. Look at that beautiful sunshine right there. It's actually 10:30 in the morning here, 75 degrees. It's Sunday morning. I actually just got back from church, went to the early service so I could get out here and enjoy some lawn work. And that's kind of what today's video is. I'm gonna sprinkle some tips in for some things that I'm doing here, as well as show you some things that I've been doing out at the land this last week. Just one of those videos where you just kind of go through what I've been doing, and I'll sprinkle some tips all throughout. And so the first thing I wanna do is show you how much of a man that I am, because you know, I don't talk about that enough, but I am a super tough guy. Let me tell you a little story. So we're getting close to Christmas light season. That's why I trimmed up these palms right here. I've been going through and cleaning things up, and I've been back here doing a lot of cleaning on the Arecas. If you missed my video I put out a few weeks ago, I talked about how these are literally the highest maintenance palm that you can buy. And so I was doing one of my annual clean outs where I go in and I reach in and I got it. Look at this. See, I missed this one. And I got to grab all these ones that, well, look at it. It doesn't matter. I just cleaned all these out. Look at, see that? So you got to go in and clean all this dead stuff out of here. See that? So what I'm doing is I'm reaching around back in here like this, and I find one that's kind of still hanging on, and I'm yanking, and I'm yanking, and I'm yanking like that. And then all of a sudden I get this shooting pain right through one of my fingernails. Check out what was there. So yeah, why not? Figured I'd film that for you. It's so funny. When that actually happened, my very first thought, because it did, I could feel it when it went in there. It hurt, you know, it jolted me. And the very first thought I had was, oh man, if I can't get this out and I have to go to the urgent care, I have so much work to do today that I'm not gonna get done. And then the second thing I thought, which was immediately right after that, was, ooh, I'm gonna film this for views. Anyway, probably a good reason why I should wear gloves when I do this kind of work. But I just don't like wearing gloves when I do any kind of yard work. You guys probably noticed over the years, very rarely do I wear gloves when I'm doing anything at all. And it's because I like to feel the feedback from the tool or from the work or from whatever I'm grabbing onto. I like the feedback that I get from having my bare hands on it. And when I wear gloves, I just don't get that. And also, I just feel like I can't grip things as well. I'm just curious, are any of you out there that don't wear gloves for anything like me? I mean, obviously I wear gloves when I spray chems, stuff like that. But I'm saying gloves for work, for protection. Are there any of you out there that are the same way, that you go barehanded with everything that you do? So anyway, I'm all healed up now. So thank you for your thoughts and prayers on that. You can see everything is all good. And I did mention the Christmas lights. You guys know that's one of my things. Obviously lawn care is my thing. Christmas lights are my other thing. Been doing Christmas light videos for, I don't know, maybe 10, 12 years now. But we've really honed it in, and I've got a lot of really good choices for you this year. This year, instead of having someone drop ship for me, I just went ahead and bought all of the commercial lights myself. We bought a whole container load. They're in our warehouses now. The biggest thing is, if you're new here and you don't really understand how we do Christmas lights here, we do clean, simple, and classy. Everything is spaced out perfectly. Everything has a place. Everything looks good. But on top of that, we have the brightest lights available, so we dominate. And what that means is that you get this. This is empty socket light line. See that? And then you screw in your own bulbs. Now there's a lot of advantages to that, but the number one is that you can do infinite color combinations. Now this is the warm white. This is what I use. This is a clear bulb right here, and you can see it's got like a filament in there. It's an LED though, so you can do 250 of these on one single strand, one single plug. But this is the brightest light you can get, and this is what I've always done. This year though, by request, a lot of you asked for some different options. So this year I got faceted. Also, they don't break. This year I got faceted bulbs, and I got them in a bunch of different colors. Check those out. Those are beautiful. Also, again, these are commercial, so super bright. You're just not going to find anything brighter than these. That's a warm white, green. There's actually 3 whites. There's a pure white, some other white, and a warm white. Look at that. Look at that red right there. Beautiful. And again, because you're doing empty socket light line, you can do infinite color choices. You can do red, green if you want. Like that. You can do whatever you like. And then I did go ahead and get the filament bulbs in red, and then here's green. And then I also got multicolor. So you can get packs in multicolor like this in sets of 25 with all these colors, because a lot of people really do like the multicolor nowadays. But again, they don't break, and these are the filament bulbs. So they're the brightest. They're just brighter than anything that's gonna be on your street, I promise you. And then one more introduction are these, I call these Charlie Brown or Snoopy's doghouse. So once again, these are the super bright bulbs, but you can see they're like this opaque color in the multicolor. This is what Snoopy basically had in the Charlie Brown movies around his doghouse. And so we're actually gonna be putting these up at Jason's house. If you guys remember last year, we did the candy cane style at Jason's house last year. This year, we're gonna switch those out and we're gonna put them in the Charlie Brown style, because this is also super popular. And the real secret to this strategy, I call it semi-custom, is this empty socket light line. This is a 25 footer, has a male and female plug already on it. So all you gotta do is choose your bulbs and then screw them in, and you're good to go. I'll have a lot of videos come out on this. I'll actually link a playlist below where I show you how to do this. Now, for those of you that want to do even more and you want to do super custom, because I always use the word custom too much, but you want to do extreme custom, we have empty socket light line and 300-foot reels where you can cut your own, put your own male and female plugs on. Don't be scared of that. It's super easy. It's low voltage. You're not going to do anything wrong. You're not going to hurt anything, but that allows you to do things super custom. And again, I have full training on this. If you're actually somebody that wants to make money, you want to side hustle doing Christmas lights for people in your neighborhood, this is the exact same stuff that the pros use that charge. And so you could use all of my training and everything. You can buy a 1,000-foot reel and you can go out and start doing this for people in your neighborhood, and you can make some money too. So all of that is live right now. We actually have packages coming out that'll be online in the next week or so, full packages where instead of hunting and pecking through the website, you can get everything right in one listing, and it's all sent to you, including all your plugs, all your bulbs, all your clips, everything. Enough on that. Christmas lights, lots coming up over the next couple 2-3 weeks, and I'll see you up on the roof. All right, so for those of you that watch all the videos, including my reels and shorts and everything like that, you know, I've been using this Ego power head this year. It's great because all you need is just the one power head, and then you can get your edger, get your weed whacker, all that. But I actually have another attachment that I bought separately. Look at this thing. And I have found this super useful in clearing stuff out of my land. Let me show you some of the stuff I've been doing out there using this right here. All right, having a little fun here today. I've been clearing the land here, and I'll show you some pictures. I've been using that DR brush mower, which is not sponsored, by the way. I bought that thing. I'll put up what I paid for it. It's well worth that money. So you can see I've been back here clearing, but any areas where you see it's not cleared, it's because I ran into something that was immovable. And so I'm gonna clear out this, and like you can see, there's some giant logs in there and stuff. So what I gotta do is first clear out all these edges a little bit more so I can get up in there and see what I'm actually dealing with. And I can't do that with the DR mower. I need to do that with something that's a little bit more, how do I say, precision? I don't know what the word is, but I'll show you. And then I can get in there and cut up all that brush, move it out, and continue clearing the land. So that's what I'm doing today. Here we go. By the way, this is why I want to keep a bunch of wildflowers out here. Look at that. I love that. So gonna definitely keep wildflowers, as many as I can. All right, so there you go. That's a lot cleaner. Now I can see what I'm dealing with. I'm gonna go ahead and cut some of it up. A lot of this is a lot bigger than I can deal with, and that's why I need a tractor with a grapple. So still working on that, but I'm gonna go ahead and cut up some of this stuff that I can get to and just start the work, and then I'll go clear out another spot. All right, I think that's all I'm gonna mess with on this. Like I said, when I get a tractor out here and a grapple, I'll be able to take these things apart. And then all these pieces, I'll definitely save for firewood. That'll be kind of cool. So, got a little start on it. Now I got a bunch more back there to go after. So this is torpedo grass. All this green stuff is torpedo grass. Yeah, you think we have problems with it at home. Look at it, it's grown up. There's a tree or something under here. It has grown up and swallowed this tree. Look, I mean, I can't even pull it off of there, but it's swallowed whatever this tree is. So you guys think you have problems with torpedo grass in your lawn? This is what it does when it goes wild. Yeah, all this cut down, this looks like hay in here, that was all torpedo grass, super tall. Now you know why I need to get that DR field and brush mower working. Oh, I guess I should tell you, yeah, I had some issues with it, and boy, it's been an experience. I still don't have it figured out yet, but I figured I would share with you some of the issues I've had trying to work it out. So let's go look at that. So I hit a big old stump. By the way, this machine is a complete beast. I've been using this to clear all the crap out around here. But anyway, I hit some stumps or something, and I was hearing this crazy sound. And what I thought it was I thought it was the belts, but I pulled off. The belts are fine. So what I found out it is the blade got knocked loose. Hear that? So gotta see if I can tighten that up. I'm hoping there's not like a shear pin or something that gave up in there. I'm hoping I can just tighten it. We'll see. Look at this big old thing.
Can you see that? Look at that. Yeah, you were waiting to get me, weren't you?
Well, I got that. I have no idea what I'm doing here, to be honest with you. I just figure if I take it apart enough, I'll figure it out. But it's starting to tick me off. But that, I don't want to mushroom that out, but that doesn't go through there.
So I still can't get this bottom one off. Maybe I gotta get my hammer drill. It's the only thing I can figure, because the blade's too loose. Can't use that as a fulcrum. But every time I crank on this one, this top just spins. I don't know if I gotta put that back on and use it as leverage or not. This is how you learn your equipment. I've never had to deal with anything like this before. So what do? When something breaks, you just start taking shit apart, trying to figure it out. So I just don't have any tools here really, besides that. So we'll see. I'm just gonna keep taking things off, see what happens. I do see there was this little retaining, whatever that is, that was in there. So I don't know. I don't know if I broke this or not, but hey, that's just, like I said, that's just how you gotta learn. All right, I switched to GoPro because why wouldn't I just show you my frustration, right? Because a whole new level of tool, a whole new level of machinery that I've never worked with, things work different. So I think I must have broke something in here, bearing or something. But just to give you an update where we're at, or what's going on, this blade is loose. And so it doesn't spin. That's why you hear that weird noise. So what I've been trying to do is back off. What I've been trying to do is back off this nut just to pull it off, but I can't get that to loosen because every time I do, this up here spins, and so I put a wrench on that, but all it seems to be doing is this one will loosen off, but this one won't. So this one up here, when I go that way, it'll loosen. Now it's spinning down here now. I don't have a way to show you this really, but I'm basically gonna put this wrench on here just to hold so it won't move. And then you'll see here, this one loosens off, see? So this one's loosening off right now while I'm holding that one with my third leg, right? So you would think then if I want to loosen that one off, that it would be the other way, I guess, right? So when I do that, I turn it this way, and then I'll tighten this one back on. It'll go, just it won't go. All right, I'm just gonna hammer the shit out of it. See, I have that jammed in there, see that? To hold that one. And then when I come up here and put my foot on this, it'll move, but it's definitely tightening. Come on. Ah, broke off. That came off. You didn't know I was a contortionist, did you? That's my nickname in college. All right, just gotta get that under pressure. Under pressure. See, I move it. But all that's doing is tightening it, I'm pretty sure. But the blade is still not tightening. Let's try some more, why not? That ain't going any further now. I don't know what to do, because that's definitely tightening it up. I guess I'll turn to the internet. You guys, what do I need to do? How do I get that off of there? Hopefully one of you has one of these DRs and you can tell me. I've watched a couple YouTube videos and nothing really addresses this exact problem. It seems like everybody in the YouTube videos that I watch, their blade is not loose. So they can use the blade, they'll put a piece of wood. What most people are doing that I watch, their blade isn't loose and doesn't spin freely, so they'll jam a piece of wood up in here somewhere and they'll use the blade as a fulcrum or as a, or whatever, you get what I'm saying. But because my blade spins freely, see, look, I'm holding the nut. See, the blade just spins on its own on there. I can't use the blade as a whatever, choke point. I don't know the fucking terminology, but anyway, how do I get this fucking thing out of here? Yeah, I don't usually cuss on this channel. I'll bleep the shit. But what else am I supposed to do, you know? I gotta let it out somewhere. So anyway, that's where I'm at, and whole new level of frustration. Hope you enjoyed it. I hope one of you knows what I can do to get that off there. All right, I know the lighting is terrible in here. Still got to work on it. But anyway, Back, day 2. I actually watched some videos last night, or tried to, and I haven't found anybody that made a video with the same problem. And when I say nobody's made a video about this problem, what I'm saying is nobody's made a video about the problem where, see, the blade is loose like this, where it's broken free. And that's why yesterday, when I was grinding on it and tightening it, I got, what, I don't know, 1/8 of a turn out of it, and it's still loose. So there's something definitely broken up in there. I don't know what it is. I don't know, maybe I could just throw another washer in there. I don't know, we'll have to see, but I gotta get it off of there first. And the fact that no one's made a video with this same problem makes me a little concerned as well. And so I went ahead and brought back the big guns today. Now look at this bad boy, 1/2 inch, huh? That'll do it. And got the impact socket. This is something that I've learned over the years from watching YouTube videos. When you're doing impact work, you don't want to use these because that coating on there can, I guess, splinter off and shatter into your eyes. And so that's why you find the impacts are all this, whatever this is, black zinc or something. Anyway, so this bad dog, hopefully we'll be able to take it off, but I still have to be able to hold this side and keep that side from moving at the same time, because that's the problem that I'm having, is every time I torque on the bottom side, this just backs off up here. The other thing is, some of you might be wondering, how did this even happen? Well, you can see this dent right here? Something I hit, there's a lot of junk out here that you hit, and I hit something that was, see, you can see, and there's the other side, no dent. So there's just a lot of junk out here, man, and I hit something, I think it was a log or something, and it hammered, obviously, the whole side out here. So you can see if it dented that and everything, it also did make that blade break loose. So this has nothing to do with the machine being a bad machine. This is just something that, you know, an unfortunate thing. I hit an immovable object, and unfortunately something in this spindle is broken. So, all right. So hopefully these bad boys will help me out. All right. So I'm hoping that these right here will help me hold this side here nice and solid. And then I'll take that old boy there and crank that son of a gun off. So let's see how we do here. Oh gosh. Alligator arms. Yeah, look at that, came right off. Oh. All that frustration yesterday. Just need the right tool. Okay, let's see what this looks like here. Did that just get wallered out? Is that what it is? Because it kind of sits right there. Well, I don't know. Let me try tightening it again. Like I said, I got a 1/4 turn on it. I don't see anything on here that looks off, but again, it might just be that that's wallered out. But I would have thought this would have had a flat spot on or something to help the blade stay on there, but anyway. Maybe that did get wallered out, I just can't tell, but we'll see. Oh, it fits good. I'll torque it down, see what happens. Okay, well, it's tight. So all of that, man, all that frustration yesterday because I was trying to do it with hand tools. And you saw, I had it on there and I was cranking that thing down. What is this guy? What's up, brother? What are you doing? What are you? Anyway, I'm just goofy right now, but so you saw I was able to crank that down using the hand tools, and it was still loose. Now I use the torque and it, I don't know. Either way, I'm just glad it's fixed, because this whole machine, not only does it represent clearing the land, it represents the only exercise I get during the week. So there we go. There we go. Lesson learned. The right tool for the job is what you need every time.
Now let's hope I can get this thing back together. I didn't break something yesterday. I've never dealt with anything like this before either, so I don't know how that locking pin goes in there. I don't know if it goes in first or last. I guess we'll find out. Try putting it in first. Right there. And there's grooves in it that are gonna have to line up with this somehow. I don't like this, but that might do it. Yeah. All right, that got it down on there. I guess these are handy for a couple more than 2 tree things there, huh? Okay. Probably gonna flood it, but get that seated like that. Okay. We are back in business. A lot of frustration, a lot of learning, no more hand tools. So I kind of feel like going, I have made fire. I know this is a simple thing to a lot of you, but to me this is all brand new stuff and all learning experience. So I hope you've enjoyed learning along with me. Now I'm gonna go and get in some of that exercise I was talking about. All right, if you missed the video I put out a couple weeks ago where I gave some specific Florida lawn care tips, I'll link it below, but I talked about how important it is to get your disease control down, and that is very true. Right now, we have had a major weather shift. The humidity has come way down and we're in the 70s. We're not even hardly going to get out of the 70s today. What that means is large patch, Rhizoctonia. Those of you up north, you'll call it brown patch. It's the exact same thing. Large patch is going to start ravaging zoysia and St. Augustine especially. You got to get your preventative down now. Otherwise, you're going to have these brown patches all the way through the winter, because that's the thing. Right now, if you're in Florida or South Texas and you're looking at your lawn and there's thin spots and you're like, oh, I'm going to get out and start working on it. Let me set your expectations to the point where you're not going to see a lot of results. The days are getting shorter, the grass is slowing down, now the cooler temperatures are coming in. Our grasses are self-healing. They use rhizomes and stolons to fill in thin spots. That's one of the magical things about warm season turf. However, not this time of year. Let me show you the warm season growth hump, I call it, or the growth nature. You'll see that most of our growth happens in the summer. We're on the back side of this now. Does this mean that we can't treat the lawn still? No, you should still be treating it. You should still be fertilizing it. We just shift our focus from high nitrogen fertilizer to higher potassium fertilizer to support it through the stress of winter. And of course, if it goes dormant, you stop fertilizing. But as far as filling in thin spots goes, in South Florida and South Texas, if your lawn doesn't go dormant, I don't want you to expect that large thin spots are going to fill in, because they're not. This time of year, if you want to fix a dead spot or a brown spot, you really just need to sod it. Just call Home Depot or Lowe's or your local supply store and go, hey, what day do you get in your fresh sod? They'll tell you it's Wednesday, it's Thursday. That's the day you go in the afternoon, the day their fresh sod comes in, buy yourself a couple 2-tree pieces, 10 pieces, 20 pieces, scrape out the spot and drop the sod. That is the way that you fix brown spots this time of year in warm season turf. Now, to prevent more of those from happening, to prevent the large patch, we need to get down our fungicide. This is a preventative so we don't get large patch going through the winter. Now, when it comes to fungicides, you have a lot of choices, but most people, they're gonna choose between granular or liquid. And people ask which one works better. It doesn't really matter. The one that works best is the one that you feel most comfortable that you can get down a proper application. A proper application of fungicide matters more than the carrier of a liquid or a granular. So if you're more comfortable with granular, then get granular. These are available at the store. This is the Bio Advanced. This is propiconazole. This is at every big box store. That works great. I also recommend using 2 different fungicides that are 2 different modes of action. A mode of action is the way that it attacks or prevents the fungus. Think of it like 2 roads to the exact same destination. Those 2 different fungicides, those 2 roads to the exact same destination. Propiconazole, that's one. I think it's group whatever. I'll put it on the screen there. The other one, if you're going with granular, is you want to use Scott's Disease X. That's azoxystrobin. That's another group, another road to the same exact destination of preventing fungus in the lawn. So use that one right there, and then use your Scott's Disease X. You put those down on the same day, not the same application, not mixing together, 2 separate applications, same day. That's a great preventative store-bought option. It's awesome. Me, I've decided to go with liquid today. I'm going to use this Armada. This is a dry flowable, or a WDG, water dispersible granule. The only reason I'm using this is because the local rep gave it to me for free. Bear, or whoever they got bought out by now. This has Bear on it. I can't remember who bought them out. Sorry about that. I'll put it on the screen. But this is like a fungicide that is also those same 2 groups. It's 2 different, I don't have my glasses right now, so I can't tell you the exact active ingredients. I'll put them on the screen. But they are also 2 different groups. I think they're the same 2 groups as propiconazole and azoxystrobin. But either way, 2 roads to the same destination. They're just all mixed right here for me. So I can put this into my sprayer and I get 2 modes of action as a fungicide, super easy. Now, why am I going with liquid? Well, because liquid does offer you the flexibility of mixing in some other things. And right now, I'm gonna mix in my compaction cure because it will not interfere. People ask that a lot. Can I mix compaction cure with my fungicide, with my insecticide? Yes, you can. The only thing you gotta ask is, does it need to be watered in? I'm gonna go ahead and water this in. This is a preventative. I'm gonna spray it down, let it sit for a couple hours, and then just water like normal, which will water it in. And that is exactly what compaction cure is. Compaction cure needs to be watered in, but not right away. So I'll put all this down together. I'm gonna blanket spray, get it all watered in. If you wonder, like, hey, Alan, what things can I mix together? I'll give you a link below to a video that I did that tells you all about that and that thinking and that strategy. But to just put it simply for you here, if you're using any kind of liquid fungicide, mix that in your tank and mix in your compaction cure. Last thing, I wanna give you some more content for this week. An hour and a half of content that John Perry and I went over on compaction cure. There was a study done at UGA that basically asked, does compaction cure work? And we got all the study information back. It was done this year. It was done on Georgia red hard clay with Bermuda grass lawns, and we have that study. So I'll give you a link below. It's a full podcast all about compaction cure and does it actually work? I'll give you a link in the description below to that. If you want to know what the rate is for compaction cure, it's 6 ounces per gallon per 1,000. So I got a 4-gallon backpack here, so I'm gonna put in 24 ounces. I actually have a gallon somewhere because I'm gonna do the whole lawn, so I'm gonna need to use the gallon, but this is what I got right now. Also, I am using the white flood jet tip because I want that larger droplet size. Can you see, the light's weird here. It's the white flood jet, see that? So I want the larger droplet size with this because again, this is gonna get watered in. It's not gonna get watered in right away. It's just fine to let it go. You know, I'm watering the lawn. That's another thing I talked about. You wanna be watering right now. We're pretty dry. So if you don't have your irrigation set up, get that going. And I'm watering about every 3 days or so. And my irrigation, I just know, because I have it set, it's gonna go off tomorrow morning. So that's gonna work out just perfect for me. We'll spray this down, large droplet size, let it sit overnight, and then the irrigation will take care of it in the morning. Lots of fun to spray and pray on a sunny, cool day here in Florida. So I'll show you a little bit of spray footage and then something interesting. I am actually going to my first ever NFL game today. So the Bucs are playing the 49ers and got some friends that said, hey, let's go. And I'm like, yeah, I would love to do that because I've been to a lot of baseball games in my life, a lot of hockey games, but never NFL. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. So I'll put up a little bit of footage of that. Thank you guys so much for watching. And let me know if you have any questions below. I'll see you next week.